Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something that isn't some far-off idea anymore. It feels like it's really reshaping finance right now. We're seeing innovation that's actually, breaking out. And our focus for this deep dive is metal blockchain. It's developed by Metallicus. This isn't just, another piece of tech floating around. It feels more like a fundamental shift in how digital finance might work. Their main goal, as I understand it, it's to blend the speed and power you hear about with Web3.
Right, that decentralized vision.
Exactly. Blend that with the safeguards and compliance we expect from traditional finance.
Kind of the best of both worlds, ideally.
Yeah, laying the groundwork, maybe, for a digital economy that's compliant, works across different systems, and can actually scale up. So for you listening, think of this as a way to get quickly up to speed on a really key development. We'll pull out some maybe surprising details and focus on what's really important here. Okay, so if you've been around blockchain, you hear layer one, right? Ethereum, Solana, things like that. But what if the really interesting stuff is happening even deeper? Let's try and unpack this layer zero idea with metal blockchain. What is that exactly?
Yeah, that's a great place to start. It's fascinating because metal blockchain is specifically defined as a layer zero. So what that means is it's the absolute base layer, the foundation, almost like the operating system for everything built on top.
Okay, the OS level.
Right. And it's built using the Avalanche Snowman Consensus Protocol. Now, that's not just jargon. It's known for being really efficient, secure, and especially fast at finalizing transactions.
It's critical in finance, I imagine.
Absolutely critical. Every second can matter. So by building on this deep, proven layer, the idea is that metal blockchain can potentially avoid some of the scaling issues or security headaches you see sometimes with higher layer projects. It aims to offer a really stable foundation, especially for enterprise uses right from the start.
Okay, so if he's that foundational base, what's it specifically engineered for? What are those core things it's built to do for those enterprise folks?
Well, it's really engineered with some very specific targets in mind, high-speed performance, obviously, but also native regulatory compliance. And this is, I think, a really key differentiator.
Native compliance, how so?
It means handling things like KYC, know your customer, and AML, anti-money laundering requirements almost baked in, right out of the box.
Okay. Not an add-on later.
Exactly. Plus, it's designed for seamless integration. It can connect with both public blockchains and, the private permission chains that institutions often prefer.
That sounds like a pretty powerful mix. So who exactly needs this kind of robust, compliant setup, and what's the big problem it solves for them?
Well, if you look at the landscape, it really seems ideal for financial institutions, governments, big fintech companies. These are the players who are right now sort of grappling with how to move into digital assets, how to modernize, but without sacrificing security or falling foul of regulations. Metal blockchain essentially offers them that compliant foundation they really need to make that jump.
That focus on compliance, it really does feel like a potential game changer, especially for institutions. But, a lot of the early crypto energy was about avoiding traditional rules, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
How do you square this tight integration with regulations against that original sort of anti-establishment ethos of blockchain?
That's a really important point, and it shows how the space is evolving, right? Unlike maybe some earlier platforms, metal blockchain's design isn't really about dodging regulation. It's more about making digital finance practical and viable for the existing global economy.
So embracing it to enable it.
Exactly. It's built with the tools needed to satisfy regulatory demands from day one. It's less a philosophical statement against the old ways and more a strategic move. It unlocks access to huge regulated markets, which really sets metal apart from let's say, the Wild West days of early crypto.
Yeah.
Like one analysis put it, this is not just tech, it's infrastructure for the future, because it allows for trusted large-scale use where compliance isn't just nice to have, it's essential.
Okay, that makes sense. Infrastructure, not just tech. And when you talk regulated finance, stablecoins always seem to come up. How does a stable digital currency fit into this picture? Specifically the metal dollar.
Right. That's where SexMD, the metal dollar, fits perfectly. It's really positioned at the very core of the metal blockchain ecosystem.
So tell us about XMD. What is it and what's the benefit for, say, a user or an institution?
So SexMD is designed as a fully backed stablecoin. The aim is to give you the stability you get with fiat currency, like the US dollar.
predictability.
Exactly. But combined with the advantages of crypto, like instant transactions, global reach, operating 24/7 without traditional banking limitations, it directly addresses that volatility issue, the wild price swings that often make traditional players nervous about crypto.
We've seen a lot of talk about stablecoins lately, especially around, well, their legitimacy and backing. Where does XMD fit into that conversation? Is it trying to be different?
Yeah, putting it in that broader context, SexMD seems positioned to be a leader as a trusted digital dollar, something for everyday use, especially as we see things like proposed legislation, the Genius Act was mentioned, trying to bring more clarity and legitimacy to stablecoins overall.
Right, creating clearer rules.
Exactly. So the idea is that XMD isn't just some speculative token, but a practical tool for real financial activity, bridging that gap between traditional money and digital finance.
So XMD aims for that stability of fiat, but with crypto speed. That is a compelling idea.
Mm-hmm.
But, for any of this to really take off the blockchain, the stablecoin, they need to work with other systems, right? Interoperability is always the word you hear. How does Metal Blockchain handle that?
Yeah, interoperability is absolutely crucial for any kind of real-world adoption, especially in finance. Things can't live in silos. Metal Blockchain tackles this through its integration with something called the XPR network.
Okay, XPR network, what's that?
You can sort of think of the XPR network as the connective tissue, maybe like a high-speed highway linking Metal Blockchain to other digital asset environments. It enables fast transactions with low fees, but more importantly, it provides those critical cross-chain capabilities. Meaning assets and data can move smoothly, securely between different blockchain systems. That's absolutely essential if you want a truly interconnected global digital economy.
Okay, so that clarifies how the blockchain itself connects outwards. But
Yeah.
You mentioned Metallicus earlier.
Yeah.
What's the bigger picture, the wider Metallicus ecosystem beyond just the blockchain? Sounds like there's more pieces to the puzzle.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Metallicus is building a whole ecosystem around the blockchain. It's not just the Layer 0 foundation. You've got components like MetalX, which is their digital asset exchange.
Right.
Then there's Metal Pay, which sounds like it's geared towards, everyday payment.
Like a consumer app.
Seems like it, yeah. And also something called the Digital Banking Network, or TDBN. And the key phrase used is that all these parts are built for real-world financial adoption. So they're creating this whole suite of services that plugs directly into the core blockchain. The goal seems to be simplifying how people and businesses interact with this tech and driving actual usage.
Got it. So bringing it all together.
Yeah.
What does this mean right now? Why are we talking about Metal Blockchain potentially breaking out now? What confluence of events makes this potentially their moment?
Well, the timing does seem significant. We're seeing several trends kind of converging right now. There's definitely growing institutional interest in digital assets. That's undeniable. Banks, asset managers, they're all looking seriously at this space.
Yeah, you hear about it constantly.
Right. At the same time, regulatory frameworks, like we discussed, are evolving. They're becoming clearer, providing more of a pathway for compliant innovation. And on top of that, there's just this rising global demand for stable, secure, digital ways to transact and manage money. Metal Blockchain, with its focus on compliance, speed, and stability via XMD, seems to be positioned right at the intersection of these major trends. It appears to offer a solution that fits what the market is starting to demand right now.
And what really jumps out from the material we looked at is that this isn't being presented as just theory or future potential. It explicitly says this isn't speculation, it's real utility in motion. That's a strong statement.
It is a very strong statement. It suggests they believe the pieces are already moving and delivering value.
Indeed. So wrapping up, it feels like Metal Blockchain's big vision is about providing financial tools that are fast, yes, but also compliant and crucially inclusive. It sort of suggests liberating possibilities in finance, maybe, moving beyond current constraints.
That captures it well, I think. The future of finance, or at least a significant part of it, as we've kind of explored today, it isn't necessarily years away. The argument is that it's already being built, and metal is a key part of that foundation, which maybe leaves a question for you, our listener, to think about. If this push towards compliant, fast, interoperable digital finance is really happening now, how might that actually change your financial life or the broader economy in, say, the next few years? Something to ponder.